All right, we are talking data analysis. And what I always love to tell students with data analysis is that graphs tell a story. Whatever type of graph that you have, you're going to try to analyze it and see if you can figure out what the story is. So I'm going to show you a couple tools that can help as we work to teach students this skill inside the classroom. The first thing I'm going to show you is something called Chartgo. And this is a great way to integrate technology into the classroom, very WIO friendly here. It's very easy to use. I'm just here at www.chartgo.com. That's CHARTGO.com. So I'm here on Chartgo, and up at the top, it basically gives you various charts that you can create. And so you could just create a general chart and then decide which type it's going to be there, or if you know off the top of your head that you're going to do a bar or a line or a pie, you can go ahead and click on those. I'm just going to show you briefly how this works. So I'm going to create a simple line chart. So I'm just going to click here on that. So this comes up and it has your chart settings in there. It shows me it's going to be a line. They have different default settings at the bottom, most of which I'm going to leave. They do have one that shows 3D, and I'm just going to keep it simple. So I'm just going to click and take that off so it won't be 3D. So I always want to put a title onto my chart. So I'm going to call this Steve's December Bank Balance. So that's going to go at the very top of my chart. And it's got a space where I can put a title on my X graph or my Y graph, and to put a title on both of those things is important as well. The X title, your horizontal axis, is one that usually measures a lot of things dealing with time or days of the week or time. So a lot of times those are going to be, if we want to get really technical, our X data is always our independent variable. The Y, the one that goes straight up and down, Y to the sky, is our dependent variable. We could get away at times talking about cause and effect, although that brings up another story, but I always like simple, and a lot of times that illustration will work out where X is the cause and Y is the effect. So I'm gonna keep it simple. So what I'm gonna do on X is put down days of the month here, and my Y title is going to be my balance, and I'm going to put what unit I'm using. It's always a good thing to know what unit we're doing. So this is going to be in dollars. So at the bottom, it asks me to put in the data, and it's got some data already in here for the sample. So what I've just done is really just going to get rid of that, and I'm just holding down my left mouse button and dragging it and hitting the backspace key to get rid of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my data. And X, remember we said, was the days of the month. I'm not going to put every single day. I'm just going to keep it simple. So I'm just going to type and then hit my enter key. So I'm going to type 1 and then 5 and then 10 and then 15 and then 20 and then 25 and then 30 in for the x-axis. And then on the y-axis, I'm going to put the bank balance on various days. So I'm just going to do a hypothetical one here. So let's say, we'll start with a round number. Let's pop in $3,000. On the 5th, after some bills come out, I'm going to be down to $2,100. And let's see then on the 10th, a few more bills come out. I'm down to $1,800. A few more bills come out, and hey, this is December, so we're talking Christmas. So, gosh, by the 25th, we're talking $200. Got a little bit. Maybe we want to do some giving here over the year end. So at the end of the month, we're down to maybe 100 by the 25th, and then by the 30th, let's say we've got $3, which is pretty more realistic for my bank account here anyway. So we've got all this information in here. It allows us to go ahead and create it or preview it at the bottom. I'm going to click on preview and let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so there we go. See, it starts at 3,000. And it's just like, man, it's just like we're on the ski slope of death here, all the way down, and we end up with $2 by the end of the month. But we've got my title on the top, the title of the y-axis, and the title of the x-axis here. So I'm just going to X out of that, and I could just click on this to create line graph, and that'll give me a little larger one to look at, but it did a really spiffy job here. I'm going to show you one other tool that you can use with this. I love the website called Graphing Stories, because as I always say, graphs, charts, data tells a story. We just have to figure out what the story is. But the way this works is it gives you some short videos. They're less than 2 minutes long, but they'll show you various things. Like, for example, I love taking the kids to the fair every year. I think actually I'm the kid that's taking myself to the fair, but at any rate, this one is called Bum Height Off the Ground, or in other words, your height of your hiney off the ground. And it's showing a video of this young lady who is on the slide, and you're going down in the burlap sack, which is one of my favorite things to do at the fair. So it just shows you, she may be 80 feet off the ground, and then she's 60 feet off the ground, and then 40 feet off the ground. So they have a recommended part that they can do. They actually have a handout, but man, a handout is just like so 1975. We could use a Chartgo on this to figure out then and have the students graph this. So what I will always like to do, they pretty much show you at the beginning, here's your x-axis and here's your y-axis, but I might use a few of these as models so they can see. And then really, I always firmly believe, as we've seen throughout this course, let your students do the heavy lifting. And so I would just show the video and have the students work together to decide what should be my x-axis, what should be my y-axis, and then go ahead and create their graph using Chartgo. So it's really a wonderful tool in showing you, again, some real-life situations where we might see data telling a story. So it has distance from the camera, elevation, this person's blowing up a balloon over various times, and we have the water volume pouring stuff in. So really cool. It's got a lot of different applications for this. So to sum up, data tells a story. Chartgo is a great way to get students practicing creating. And it does not only line graphs, but bar graphs and pie graphs and other graphs. And also, graphingstories.com. The word graphing, the word stories mushed together, .com is a great resource to use with this as well. So best wishes as you work with students in data analysis. This is also not only for passing high school equivalency tests, but gosh, this is just a crucial skill for living, as so much data sometimes is misrepresented in charts and graphs and in tables. So use this with your students and let us know how it goes.